Taking time now to settle the body, sitting in a comfortable position, feeling steady in whatever way that you're sitting and balanced. Check in that the spine is straight and head and neck are aligned with the spine. Shoulders are open but relaxed. Hands are on the knees in a mudra of your choice. Eyes and the mouth are lightly closed. And take a long, deep yogic breath in. And when you exhale, separate yourself from the day. Release all the events of the day on the exhalation. Take another long, deep inhalation now. And this time, when you exhale, release all of the conversations you've had today, all of the interactions, in whatever form they may have taken. Let them all go. And again, another long, deep inhalation. And this time, on the exhalation, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of things you need to do outside of this class, and give yourself the gift of being right here and right now. There's nothing else you need to do at this moment. And returning to the natural breath. And gently bringing the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at the eyebrow center, visualize a steady candle flame. And also visualize here the light from that candle flame reaching every part of the body, every cell, illuminating the spirit, illuminating the mind, and just allow yourself to feel its brightness right now. And we'll now chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti and the Shanti mantra to pay respect to the wisdom traditions and to each other. Breathing in first for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinadvatitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And keeping the eyes closed for a few moments, the purpose of this class or the theme of this class is all about slowing down and returning to stillness. Stillness is our natural state, but sometimes we need to be reminded and do some practices to bring us right back to where we need to be. So let's begin with some, in Parambic City, the base posture, legs out in front of the body, hands behind with the fingers pointing away. We're going to begin just with some ankle rotations, and With all of the practices we're doing in this class, we're going to slow them down and place our awareness at the part where we're focusing on and try and coordinate the breath with the movement. So, with the ankles, you'll move in a clockwise direction first, just moving the feet from the ankles. Inhaling on the upward movement and then exhaling on the downward movement. And we'll do 7 rounds in each direction, even closing the eyes to withdraw from the senses, because often it's the senses that stop us from slowing down and being still. We're just doing ankle rotations. 7 rounds in each direction. And when you've completed rounds in each direction, just come back to stillness and just observe the effects the practice has had on the body. Observe the movement of energy now in the ankle region. For our next practice, bring the right knee to the chest, place the hands underneath the arch of the foot, checking in that your spine is straight. Inhale and bring the bottom half of the foot up without pushing or in any way. And then exhale, bring it back down to the floor. We'll complete 7 rounds of this practice. Again, really slowing it down. After you finish the round on your right leg, bring the foot back down to the floor and slide the leg along the floor, protecting the knee. And take a few moments to again observe the effects of the practice on the right knee. And then when you're ready, complete the same practice on the left side. Bringing the left knee to the chest, hand underneath the arch of the left foot, checking that your spine's straight, inhaling, bringing the bottom half of the leg up without pushing down on the knee. Exhale, foot down to the floor. 7 rounds. When you've completed both sides, come back to base position. Closing the eyes. We'll now work on the hips. So bring the foot in flat, the right foot in front of the buttocks again, flat on the floor, and then bring the knee out to the side. You can either put the foot on top of the left thigh or just have it on the inside. We're going to do a hip rotation. So grabbing the right foot with the left hand and the right hand on the right knee, moving the leg in this way in a clockwise direction first, opening up the hip. We'll complete 7 rounds again in each direction. Closing the eyes if that works for you and placing the awareness in the hip joint and just observing how it naturally opens with each rotation. After you've finished both rounds on the right leg, again bring the knee back to center, slide the leg along the floor to protect the knee. Take a few moments and observe the difference between the right and the left sides of the body, and then complete the practice on the left side, bringing the foot in front of the buttocks first, and then knee out to the side, left foot either on the inside of the right thigh or up on top of the right thigh, left hand on the left knee, right hand on the left foot, and then beginning a clockwise motion, rotating the knee to open the hip. 7 rounds in each direction. When you've completed, again, knee to chest, sliding the leg along the floor and back to base position, just observing. We'll now do a spinal twist. So To begin with, again, check in that your spine is straight. Bring the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Now you can either keep the left leg straight or bring the left leg around behind the right buttock. Bring the left arm so that the elbow is sort of around the knee, the right knee, and with the right arm, bring it back around the body and on the floor so that you can guide yourself to look over the right shoulder without pushing or straining. But we're going to do this practice 3 times. So just get a feel for this first. We won't hold too long on the first round. Coming back to center now, and then doing the same for the left side. So left foot on the outside of the right knee, spine is straight, left knee in the crook of the right elbow, left arm behind the buttocks, sort of pushing on the floor a bit to give you some traction to look over the left shoulder. Remembering to breathe. We'll complete another 2 rounds now, holding the final round for up to 5 breaths. And you'll find with each exhalation, you'll be able to move the spine a little bit more and be able to do that twist a little bit more without pushing or straining, though, of course. When you've completed your final round in your own time, come back to base position. We'll now do a forward bend as a counter posture for the spinal twist. So keeping the spine straight, raise the arms above the head, Inhale, and then when you exhale, bring the hands to where on the feet or the legs that's right for you. And you can have your head up or down, whatever works for you. And it's fine to breathe into the practice. And then come back. We'll do this 3 times. Stretching up. Holding this one a little bit longer than the first. Observing what's going on in the body and the mind. And with the final round, hold for up to 5 breaths or whatever is comfortable for you. Again, closing the eyes, withdrawing the senses, and feeling that stillness in the practice. And then coming back to base position once you're finished. We'll come to a standing position now. On the way up though, we'll do hand to foot pose. So bringing the top half of the body over the bottom half, and you can either have the arms loose or grasp each elbow behind the knees and just allow the body to hang first, feeling that stretch. Knees are soft, but still feeling the stretch at the back of the legs, and as gravity pulls you down. And then very gently and slowly roll up to standing vertebrae by vertebrae. And just take some time in standing position. If you find to close your eyes, please do. But feel steady and balanced and comfortable on the feet. Shoulders are back and down and arms are hanging loose in the standing Shavasana. And just take a few breaths. Now bring the legs about hip width apart or a little bit wider. Cross the wrists in front of the body. And then slowly inhale. As you inhale, raise the cross wrists above the head, tilting the head back just a little. Exhale, bring the arms open, stretching out, opening up the chest. Inhale, gently crossing the arms above the head again. Exhale, very slowly bringing it across the arms or cross wrists back in front of the body. Complete 7 rounds of this practice. Again, really slowing it down. Synchronizing the breath with the movement. And do up to 7 rounds. If 7 isn't right, please do the number that suits you. And when you've completed your rounds, come back to a standing Shavasana. Just observing and witnessing what's happening in the body and the mind from the practices so far. We'll do now shoulder rotations from a standing position. So bring the right hand to the right shoulder and the left hand to the left shoulder, bringing the elbows in front of the body. Inhale and bringing the elbows up, back and down. Exhaling on the downward movement, bringing the elbows in front of the body again. You'll complete 5 rounds in each direction. Again, really trying to sync the breath with the movement and observing the impact this asana has on the muscles at the tops of the shoulders. When you've completed your rounds, come back to stillness, standing Shavasana. We'll now do Tadasana. So feet are either together or a little bit apart. Focus your gaze on a point that's not moving to help with your balance. Check the spine is straight. Clasp the hands in front of the body with the palms facing down, arms are straight. Inhale and raise the arms above the head and then come up onto the front of the feet, raising the heels. Stretching a full body stretch. Then exhale, bringing the hands to the top of the head and bringing the heels back to the floor. Complete 5 rounds. Another 4 rounds of this practice, 5 rounds in total. And try and hold the final round a little bit longer than the others. Coming back to standing Shavasana. Now bring the legs wide apart on your mat. Bring the hands sort of pointing with the fingers down along the sides of the body. And Inhale, and then when you exhale, keep the left hand there, but bring the right hand down to the side, tilting the body for a sideways stretch. Inhale, bringing the hand back up, and then doing the same to the left side. Exhaling. Complete another 4 rounds. In this way, moving slowly and smoothly. Holding the last round for up to 5 breaths. Coming back to a standing Shavasana when you're finished. And our final asana will be Kati Chakrasana, which is another spinal twist. So bringing the arms out to the side, bring the left hand to the right shoulder and bring the right arm around behind the waist, gazing over the right shoulder. You can either keep the hips to the front or you can turn the hips around. And then to release, bring the arms back out. Right hand to left shoulder, left hand behind the waist, gazing over the left shoulder. This is 1 round. Complete another 6 rounds, and you can move as slowly or as dynamically as you like. But as this is a stillness slowing down class, you might want to keep that slow movement going. And focus on, again, coordinating the breath with the movement. And when you're finished, again, coming back to that standing Shavasana, just allowing the body to come back to stillness and observing, again, the effects of all the practices so far, not just on the body, but also on your thoughts and the mind. And then when you're ready, come down into a comfortable sitting position for pranayama. Checking you're in a comfortable position and you're balanced and steady, that you're all aligned in terms of the spine and the neck and the head, and that your chest is open. And first, just focus on the natural breath, observing how the natural breath at the nostrils fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air on the inhalation, and then on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And our pranayama practice for this class will be Bhramari, followed by Nadi Shodhana. So for Bhramari, it's about closing the eyes, bringing, I'll explain before you do it, but bringing closing the ears over with the fingers and bringing the tongue to the um, behind the teeth, the soft palate, and then making a humming noise by bringing the tongue behind the teeth. Um, so it's a long, deep inhalation, and then the exhalation is the humming noise. So complete 5 rounds of this practice. I know you're familiar with this practice. And when you've finished, so while you're doing it, place the awareness at the top of the head. And then when you've finished, allow the hands to be over the ears just for a few moments. And then gently release the hands to allow the sound to move in all directions. And then just move into Nadi Shodhana and the alternate nostril breathing, just so that I can see where you're at, because everyone will be moving in different times. So complete 5 rounds of Bhramari and move into Nadi Shodhana. Okay, so when you next exhale from the left nostril, very consciously and slowly lie down in Shavasana to prepare for Yoga Nidra. Preparing for the practice of Yoga Nidra, making sure you have everything that you need so you don't need to move throughout the practice. Ensuring that you're comfortable. If you need a cushion to put under the knees to support the back, or if you're in a cooler climate, please grab a blanket. We're checking that the legs are hip width apart, all tensions released from the legs and the feet. Arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing the sky. Eyes and mouth are lightly closed. And checking the head and neck are aligned. You may like to tuck in the chin a little just to check for that. Take a long deep inhalation, and when you exhale, release the body into the floor. And take another long deep inhalation now. And this time when you exhale, release any remaining tension in the body and paying attention to the face, releasing any expressions, any tension behind the eyes or in the jaw. Just let it all go now. And feel the body's contact with the floor. Feel the heels against the floor and the back of the legs and the buttocks against the floor. Feel the back and each vertebrae and that little bit of pressure as it presses against the floor. Feel the back of the hands and the arms and shoulders, the back of the neck and the back of the head and their contact with the floor. And feel how all of these different points of contact create one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware now of sounds. Listening first for sounds that are far off in the distance without trying to name or identify the sounds. Just move the awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. Move the sound awareness a bit closer now to the sounds outside the room where you are. Just taking the same approach of moving the awareness from sound to sound. Bringing the sound awareness closer still to the sounds inside the room where you are. And bringing the sound awareness now to sounds inside the body, beginning with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. Bringing the sound awareness now to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body, Listen to my instructions. When I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body with the heels and the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head and the crown of the head. And moving now around to the face with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows center, the eyes, the ears, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest. The right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel. The right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin. The whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together. The whole torso, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now all at once, the whole body. Bringing the awareness now back to the natural breath and observe the natural breath moving in to the body and observe the natural breath leaving the body. And bring awareness to the space at the end of each exhale. There is a brief moment on the natural breath, the natural exhalation, when nothing happens. There's no inhalation, there's no exhalation, there's only stillness. Rest your awareness in that stillness. Don't force the pause, just simply witness it. It's like the silence between two notes of music. The breath moves, then there's silence. The breath moves, and then there's more silence. And begin to feel that the silence is wider than the breath. Release the breath awareness now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body is filled with subtle vibrations, tiny movements, the pulse, the heartbeat, and the breath. Observe the movements in the body. Now experience complete stillness, as if time has stopped. No vibration, no movement. The body is just like a statue, unmoving. Release this now and feel warmth spreading through the palms and the feet. A gentle internal glow, comforting warmth. And now feel cool air resting across the forehead, clear, crisp, and refreshing. Release these opposite feelings now and allow the body to come back to its normal state. Instead, now bring the awareness to the point behind the closed eyes, also known as Chittakash. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize, and create the following objects and images. Imagine you're walking through a large museum just before closing time. The halls are almost empty. Footsteps echo softly on polished stone floors. Paintings hang on the white walls, and soft overhead lights illuminate each piece. You walk slowly through one long corridor. There are no crowds, there is no noise, only the gentle hum of a distant air conditioner. You enter a vast central gallery. It has high ceilings and tall windows. The late afternoon sun filters in, and you see dust particles floating in the golden beams of light. You sit on a wooden bench in the middle of the room, completely alone. The air feels spacious and still. Time feels suspended. No one is asking anything of you. No notifications, no conversations, just quiet, just stillness. The artwork around you seems to breathe softly in silence, and the entire building feels paused, as if the world has stepped outside for a moment. You become aware of your own breathing in the space, slow and even. The room doesn't demand anything from you. You don't need to interpret anything, analyze, or perform. You simply sit in the stillness. Gradually, the light in the room softens and the museum grows quieter still. The space feels almost sacred. You realize the stillness is not in the room, it's actually within you. The building is silent, your mind is silent. There is nothing missing, nothing required, just presence and space. And retaining this feeling of stillness now, come back to the mat in the room where you are and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And allow the breath to deepen in the body and observe the movement it creates. Check in with your body now and your mind and observe how it's feeling. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to remember the details of the room where you are, color of the floors and the walls, color of your mat and your coverings. Remember the time of day and begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. Make small movements with the fingers and the toes, allowing the body to gently externalize and move and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to bring the knees to the chest to release the back, or raise the arms above the head for a full body stretch. Do what you need right now. And when it's right for you, lie on the right side for a few moments before slowly making your way up to a sitting position, keeping the eyes closed or downcast just to keep this stillness that you've created. Taking your own time. There's no rush. And in a comfortable and steady position, gently bring the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame, and the glow of that flame illuminates the entire body, every cell, illuminates your spirit and your mind. And just bask in the glow for a few moments. And now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude the class. Breathing in. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.